I'm Elaine Deal in the big room at WGUC, our gorgeous new recording studio. We've been having lots of fun in this fun drive, bringing music made right here in this room. And today we're going to seriously ratchet up the fun meter. With me in the studio are two of the finest musicians who I'm happy to say call Cincinnati home. Great friends of WGUC, and I'm delighted to say great friends of mine as well. Flutist Amy Taylor, CSO principal violist Christian Colberg are here. Welcome to both of you.
Great to be here.
Let's hear some music.
Why not?
You're listening to violist Christian Colberg, flutist Amy Taylor, performing live in our performance studio at WGUC. Amy, what was that piece and who wrote it? I was not familiar with it.
This was actually a rondo by a composer of the name Cambini. He wrote many things, and we actually, because there's not a lot written for the flute and viola as a combination, we enjoy playing these little duos. They're well written for both instruments. So we sort of go through this collection often.
Well, you answered one of my questions because, I emailed Christian and said, would you consider coming in and playing for us? And he said, of course we'll play. And I wondered about that, if there is music for this particular set of instruments or you were arranging things. So you've had a little bit of practice playing together. You are a married couple who calls Cincinnati home, and we're very glad that you do. But neither of you are from Cincinnati?
Correct.
No, I'm originally from Puerto Rico.
How did you find your way here?
Well, I was, it's a long story. I was 16 when I left Puerto Rico. My teacher said, you got to get out of here. Go to the States, go to the bigger pond kind of thing. And so I ended up in Baltimore for many years, went to school there, joined the Baltimore Symphony for 17 years. And I saw the opening for Principal Viola open up. And in 2010, moved over here and haven't looked back since.
Oh, and we're very glad that it worked out that way. Amy, how did you end up in Cincinnati?
Well, I'm originally from Texas, from the Dallas area. And, as musicians do, we take auditions and try to win orchestral jobs. And so I was lucky enough that I won a position playing second flute in the Cincinnati Symphony. So I've played here in the orchestra for 7 years, which is how Christian and I ended up meeting initially. So,
well, I love it. Great music and a great love story. And you've been on the air at WGUC in the past, but this is your first time in our new building. So what do you think of it?
I told you, I want to live here. This is awesome. Just put a little bed right there in the corner.
But we'll name it the Christian Colberg
That's right.
Crib and Recording Studio. Yeah, it's a little different than where we were in the past.
And this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it sounds a lot better to me. The air moves a little bit better in here. It's more space. There's more light. It's, I don't know. I just, like I said,
and you can't see Christian, on the radio, but he's not short. So, I mean, having some space for him is important.
I can't touch the ceiling.
Oh my gosh, I
Great.
never thought of it that way. Yeah, on your bow too.
That's right.
I know you told Brian, our engineer, you needed to move a mic or something
I
because
know. I was a
of
little
going
too
back
close.
and forth. It's so cool for me that, great part of my great gig here is to be able to be in the room with musicians of your caliber. Usually we're all sitting out in the audience and listening from a distance. And I think it's great for our listeners, too, to have the opportunity not only to hear you, but to meet you, to get to know you, that you are, in fact, our neighbors who live here, called Cincinnati home. What do you like to do when you're not playing music?
Actually, well, first of all, a lot of gardening, a lot of taking care of the house outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's her domain. My domain's inside. I love to fix things, make everything's in order, paint here, spackle there, etc. But the one thing that we do whenever we can, if there's room, is either we hop in the car or grab a plane, and we always end up in Disney World.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Disney World in California?
World in Florida.
Florida. Okay,
Yeah.
I get those two mixed up.
That's our happy place.
That's our happy. Yeah, we're pass holders, and anytime we can, we go over there.
What fun. And you travel a lot because you both teach out of the city. Amy, you're at North Texas?
Yes, I teach piccolo at the University of North Texas, and he's teaching viola at the University of Michigan.
So how often are you back and forth? Weekly, monthly?
Yeah, weekly. It's a weekly thing. But we also have a lot of concerts coming up. I mean, I had to have a little discussion with the University of Michigan for next term. It's like it's not going to look like it did last year.
Aha.
We're both playing in Anchorage mid-September.
We're playing some chamber music together.
Chamber music up in Anchorage. I'm playing the Sinfonia Concertante Mozart with Stephanie, our concertmaster, in October. I'm
With
gonna
the
go,
symphony.
yeah, with the symphony. I'm gonna go listen to my viola concerto be performed in Wilmington Symphony in November, and I'm gonna play the viola concerto also in Walla Walla in March. So I mean, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff, and so when you add the travel to UM and you add all that stuff, I mean, our cats look at us and go, "Who are you? Where have you been?"
Oh, I feel even more grateful now that you took the time to do this. I know that you both, when you travel to other cities, you check out the classical radio stations if they are, in fact, in other cities. How do they compare to WGUC?
Nothing like home, baby. Mm-mm-mm. Love this place. I mean, to be honest, I fell in love with the Cincinnati audience as soon as I arrived. And I kept looking at the building. I mean, it used to be across the street. I was like,
Yes.
what is that? And then I discovered the radio. And to me, it felt absolutely magical to be in this kind of environment where the arts are so important, where people want the arts, they want to support the arts. It's part of the culture. It's part of what makes Cincinnati. As a matter of fact, when we travel, you'd be surprised the number of people that ask me, how's Cincinnati doing? They sort of use it as this sort of standard litmus test kind of thing for how the arts are doing in the world, arts and culture, and so I'm very happy and very proud to be here. I mean, we both are. I mean, we talk about it all the time at home. So, you know,
Yeah, I think we're pretty lucky for a city of our size to have the arts that we do and the support that we do. And I thank you both for your support as well. We're going to talk a little bit more, but I know you have a second piece prepared for us, and I'm sure our listeners would rather hear music than hear me rattle on and ask you 1,000 questions. So,
but we
what
love to talk.
we're going to do more of that, okay?
Okay.
And then we're going to go out and then talk some more. What else do you have to play today, Amy?
We are playing a duo by Francois Devienne. Again, it's one of our favorites. We sort of go back and forth between the Cambini and the Devienne. We like the mood that they both present. So there's a lot of things written out there for flute and viola, but not all great. So I would say I have a bookshelf full of music that we have gone through, and we try different things, and these are our favorites. So.
Yeah, they work well. I mean, for the two instruments, they write well for these instruments. Some of the patterns are a little bit not quite what you. I mean, they lived at the time of Mozart, but Mozart has slightly different sort of patterns on the fingerboard than these guys. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's still very lively, beautiful music.
Once again, performing live in our studio at WGUC, Amy Taylor, flute, Christian Colberg, viola. completely lovely. What a beautiful sound. Amy, what is that flute? Tell us about that instrument.
This is a Yamaha. I've had this flute. Actually, I bought it when I got the job here in Cincinnati. It's a handmade Yamaha. One interesting thing about my instrument, which is not very typical of professional instruments, is that I only play on a C foot, which means that the bottom part of my instrument only has 2 keys as opposed to an extra, which would be a B foot. But I just prefer, especially in a lot of what I do and playing in different orchestras around the country, I a lot of times play second flute or third flute, and so this helps me with my low register, which is what I need. So,
not to mention that the B foot is heavier, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about yours, Christian? Tell us about that axe.
This is made by Martin Cornelissen. It was when I joined the Baltimore Symphony, I was a violinist. I didn't play viola, but I won the audition. Nevertheless, I had borrowed a viola, and the viola I had borrowed was a Cornelissen. And so I went to the person who I borrowed. Here's the viola back, and I called Mr. Cornelissen. He was still alive, and I said, "Could you please make me a viola?" And to this day, it's the viola I use. So, I mean, 2 months later, it came in the mail. Here you go. And to this day,
Amazon delivers violas now,
that's
right?
the viola I use. However, the interesting thing about everybody talks about the instruments, the Strat, the Guarneri, the thing. Not too many people talk about the relationship between the bow and the instrument. You've got to also have the right bow. Not every bow brings out what needs to be brought out from the instrument. And so you might have a good instrument, but you spend just as much, if not more time, looking at what bow is going to bring out what you need out of this box. And it gets very complex. So at my bows, I really love too.
Sounds like Harry Potter and the wands. You have to try
That's right.
that out.
It chooses you.
It's definitely works.
We are visiting with Christian Colberg and Amy Taylor. And if you're enjoying this incredibly intimate performance and conversation with these talented people, please consider supporting the only station in town willing and able to host these sessions. Also support these musicians by going out to hear some live music. Now, Christian, you were talking about your busy schedule coming up. And, of course, the big news is you've got a new boss coming to town.
That's right. We're very excited.
Christian Machalaru.
Yeah, Machalaru. Yeah, Christy. He, not only is he a fantastic musician and a very good conductor, but he was a violinist. I mean, he still is, really. And so he played in the orchestra. We sort of look at him as one of us. He knows what we need. He knows what to give us and also what not to give us. He also knows when to conduct or when to let us play. A lot of conductors have issues with that. And he has that fantastic balance. But again, only because of the experience of having been one of us. So we're very excited to have him come. And hopefully we'll go on tour soon. Hear that, Cincinnati Symphony?
Well, sounds like you've got enough frequent flyer miles
That's
already.
right.
Yeah, that'll be fun to go with the CSO. And if you need a roadie, I will carry that.
Perfect.
Violin and the bow.
Yeah,
Good care of it.
carry the bows. Carry the bows.
Well, you're both passionate about performing music. Christian, you're also a composer. You mentioned your viola concerto that you've written. And last time we talked, you were working on something else? Another concerto?
Was I? I mean, I know I had a new album, but I wrote a piccolo concerto for Amy. And hopefully we'll get that played at some point this year. I'm actually currently making a demo of my viola concerto. And then right after we're done, actually right when we come back from Disney, we're going to get cracking on making a demo of the piccolo concerto.
Oh, will you bring it to us so we can premiere it? I would love that.
Yeah.
We'll spin that on the air for sure.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. And you see, it's that right there. That's why we need that in this town. That's
Public
why.
radio.
That's why. I mean, of course, this is where you hear the greats. You have culture all around you because of this radio station, but you also help us, those people who need a voice, who without this would not be heard. New works. Somebody who doesn't know where to go goes to the radio station. Can you please play this so somebody can listen to what I do? It's all about the community and getting that level of culture up.
And it's pretty cool that I can say to you, hey, bring that music because we're going to play it, and know that the management here backs that and supports that and wants to be intimately involved. It is kind of a big old happy family here, even though we're not across the street neighbors anymore. Thank you for bringing your gorgeous music to our new studios. We're so grateful for your friendship and for your time today. Thank you for showing your love for WGUC by being here. Nothing but the best for all of the crazy stuff you've got coming up for the rest of the year. Thank you, Christian Colberg, violist, Amy Taylor, flute. Thank you, Brian Neese, for recording this session. For WGUC, I'm Elaine Deal. Cincinnati Public Radio is proud to support local music. You can become a sustaining member at WGUC.org or WVXU.org. Like and subscribe for more performances.